my brother Kendall.
I'm sailing with my brother Kevin
On Gadzooks, baby!
Hey everybody, this is one of your favorite sailing brothers from Gadzooks, Flying Scot 5954, sailing brother Kevin, with an informational video on how to put on a bottom cover. This is just the introduction, and if you're gonna do this and it's the first time and you're by yourself, which I am, count on an hour. So let's get started. All right, today we're getting ready to head out to the Glow Regatta, and I got to put on the bottom cover to travel. So you're going to notice a couple things. First of all, we have the belt, the strap over the boat off. That's important. Secondly, I have put out the cover laid out next to it, so I know which end is forward, which end is back. You can tell which end is back because of the reflective strips on here. A couple other things I'm going to point out. If you've never put on a bottom cover before, there are some drain areas here and up here and up here. These drain areas do not go on the rollers. You can see where my roller marks are on the cover. Okay, so now an advantage to the Flying Scot, particularly with the aluminum Trail-X trailer, is that it will pivot fore and aft on that roller right there. So what we're going to do is we are going to lift up the aft end and get the back of the trailer cover on first, all the way up to here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to lift up the bow and finish putting it on over the bow. One final thing to note, you want your belt to be loose. You can take it off. It's not going to go anywhere. And then finally, one other thing you're going to need, little wonderful step stool here. And I'll show you what that's all about here in just a second. On here. So first thing you're going to do is you want to get the stern on the stern of the cover on the stern itself. And then put your step stool in the back of the boat, ready to go there. You get all of your cover up over the aft thing and over the aft roller on the trailer, the aft bunk and the aft roller. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift this stern and then be able to pull the cover over the bunks. And that will be the next set of steps that we go through. So the first thing you want to do is you got to get this all the way down, which I've already done. Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop it all the way. So you see this tongue is all the way on the ground. Now, what you can do is there's enough height in the back. Once Dorothy gets back here, you'll see that now we can slide the little two-step stool right under the very center of the stern. Now, we got to go back to the front. This is where you need some muscle. Dorothy, you can stay back there, but make sure you can see me up here. Okay, so we're looking at this, all right? And what you're going to do is you need muscle. Okay, we've got it up. Now we wheel the wheel way up. See how the boat is lifting off the bunk?
Yes.
Okay? And now, because the trailer wheel is on one side, the trailer is a little torqued. So it's a little hard with one person. But what you want to do is get one side up and then get the other side up, and you'll have to kind of go back and forth. So what we're doing is we've already got the bow pretty much centered, and we just basically want to pull this forward. Now, one of the problems we're going to run into is it's going to want to bind on the end of the bunk. So you can go so far, and then you have to remove the binding off the bunk. Before you can proceed on. And let's see how we're doing here. Oh wow, we got quite a bit of it. See, I'm already bound on the bunk. Okay, in fact, I've got too much material on this side. So I got to push it back onto the other, over the bunk here. Get it stretched. Okay. Move it forward. All right. Check it. That looks really good. All right, we're going to go to the other side. The challenge is, and Dorothy, get a close-up here. See how the boat is resting on the bunk here?
Yeah.
And so one of the challenges is, on this side, you got to kind of hold the boat up, and at the same time,
Wow.
bring the cover over.
Start pulling.
Okay, you can go backwards. You can back up a little bit so that people can see generally. It's a lot easier with two people because one person can push down on the other side of the boat and lift this side of the boat off the boat. And to do that best is crawl underneath it, and you just kind of pull the bulk of it through. The biggest challenge is when you get to the bungee. There we go. Okay. All right. Now we got it up and through. Okay. This is why having a concrete floor is very useful. Now, we drop this to get the ladder out. Drop. It won't go anywhere, it won't hurt you. And now, we notice that our ladder is free. All right, look at me. So now what we got to do is we got to lift the bow. To do that with one person, you got to put weight on the stern. So I'm going to put weight on the stern and then I'll come back to you. The biggest challenge with one person is getting enough weight on the stern. So I put the top cover on it and then a box full of straps. Weighs probably 50 pounds on it back there. And what you see now is there's clearance between that roller and the hull. And that's where we're going to pull the rest of the bow up. By finding the bow. You find the bow because it's got a hole in it. And you want to get that kind of started near the center. Makes life much easier. But basically you pull it up and over. Unhook the winch. And it goes right on here. We got the cover on. Just put it across the, up over the deck, like this. It's a little bungee, and then of course you've got your cross straps. Now Sailor's Tailor, which is this one, by default comes with these strings that go across to another loop on the cover. As an option, they offer belts with clips, and North Sails, the default is belts with clips. The cost of the North Sail is a little bit higher, but the belts with clips are actually much nicer. And you can get a really tight fit. That is how you put the bottom cover on. Just to quickly summarize, first you get the cover under the stern, wrapped around the top of the stern. Then you drop the bow, drop the tongue of the trailer to lift the stern up, put a ladder underneath that, and underneath the stern, and underneath the cover, the bottom cover. Then you go back to the bow, lift the tongue of the trailer with the wheel, and then you start moving the cover forward along the bunks. When you get to the front roller, then you drop the tongue of the trailer in order to get the ladder out. You pull the ladder, raise the tongue of the trailer, add a little weight to the stern of the boat to lift the bow of the boat off the trailer, and then finish doing the cover. And then finally, add your little ties right here that go across, and you're good to go. So again, this is Sailing Brother Kevin on Gadzooks, baby. Flying Scot 5954. We'll see you at the Glow. I'm
Sailing with my brother Kendall
I'm sailing with my brother Kevin
on Gadzooks, baby.